There's an old joke about how do you stop an Italian talking? The answer is you tie his hands behind his back. We're here in the Tier 7 premium battleship, the Roma, with Kraken 196. I'm trying to play ships and get Krakens in the ones that I haven't had Krakens in the past. Just to mix it up a little bit, set myself a little bit of a challenge, and have a little bit of fun. Now, there's also a bit of a joke about the Italians changing sides so many times during the Second World War, and oh, how I wish that I could have changed sides to Red Team on this one. Now, I mixed up my build after playing a match previous to this. I didn't do too badly. We got a win. But I didn't feel like I was getting good enough hits off the Roma's guns. So I put I forgot who I put Jaujard on there to give me some extra AP penetration, and I also reduced my bounce angles. And whether or not it contributed to this Kraken, I don't know. But I was left feeling a little deflated at the defeat on this one. Teaching lessons. Keep an eye on what is happening in the game, who is wrecking your ships, and try to get rid of them, because the chances are it is a very skilled player who knows what they're doing. And the person that Blue Team should have been getting rid of in this game is the Shamanto. And try as I might, I couldn't get rid of him, but oh my goodness, there's a Connecticut. I've just fired across the top at that Missouri there, who I know has got radar and very big guns. I enjoy playing the Missouri, strangely. There's a destroyer on the cap. We've got a cruiser pushing around. There's a Charles Martel off to my left-hand side. There he is. And he's a very good HE spamming cruiser. Potentially, it would have been nice if he'd have been spawned on the other side of the map, because I think he would have been much better placed. But matchmaking does what it does. We've also got the carrier on this side, and I know I'm spotted, and I'm just looking for where shots are coming from. Because what I want to do is go around this island that's on my right-hand side now, and then turn and come bow in and push in towards the cap. But that Connecticut looks like he's come to a pretty much full stop almost. So we're going to dip behind this island and break that detection, and we're going to support this Charles Martel as he pushes in. Now, one of the things that I didn't realize in this game, as we lose our first ship, congratulations Red Team, is what happened to our carrier. And it wasn't until watching the video back that I realized that he chose a dumb way to die. So many dumb ways to die. And he sits back here for a very, very long time, and he seems to be doing a reasonable job of it. And I think he finishes middle of the table as far as the team goes. Can't see exactly where he is, so we're just going to try and pop across the top and see if we can knock a little bit more health off him. Our cruiser that's on the cap is losing the capture points, so somebody's shooting at him, but I don't know who. He's obviously spotted, and I decide that we get two ships on cap. The Charles Martel is pushing in as well. We know this Connecticut is trapped behind the rock, and there is a destroyer here as well, because the carrier keeps getting him spotted. There's his smoke screen. And another lesson again for all you battleship captains. You can shoot at destroyers. I always try to include some battleship on destroyer clips in my Dev Strikes compilation, but honestly, even if you only take a couple of thousand hit points off him, it's going to make him rethink his game. Now, I need to get used to this smoke. I actually need to look at what my smoke penalty firing distance is, because it is useful if something isn't within that, so you can get a salvo off and then drop concealment. We've dropped concealment, which means that the destroyer, who I think is the closest ship, no longer has line of sight, as we lose another one to red team. That cruiser there is getting absolutely battered, but the fact that we've got 2 ships on cap now means that red team are only resetting 1. There's gunfire coming out of that smoke screen, and I think it's a Fletcher. But we'll see him in just a moment. And Missouri is running away, so red team have pretty much abandoned this side of the map. There's the Fletcher, the cruiser is onto him, my guns are round, and the cruiser's going to get another salvo into him, but I am going to pick up the kill for that one and open up my scoring. You'll see that red team have killed 2 ships, and they've also lost 2 ships. I don't want to throw any spoilers into this one. But yeah, I could, but I don't want to. So, we got rid of the destroyer. That should give our team an advantage, shouldn't it? Yes, it should. The Missouri is running. The Chuck Martel is absolutely wailing on him. He is broadside to pretty much our entire team, and you'll see that our team have pushed the caps very well, but we've just lost another ship. I get a cap assist here. We haven't got a lot of damage. We're only on 36k. But are we going to add to this? No, we get 1 and 1. There, we get 1 bounce, I think it was, and 1 penetration on the Missouri. And here comes the Bismarck. We got a Suzuya there, right at the bottom of the minimap. He's kiting away from Charlie Cap. And you know, he's doing a good job of spamming and getting these fires on and whittling these guys down. And I'm just trying to do what I can to put a shot on ships as and when I've got them available. But I'm going to slam the brakes on here because that Bismarck is pushing in and getting close. What don't I want to do? I don't want to get in the way of his secondaries. But there we go. That Missouri is taking torpedoes, isn't he? Yes, no, maybe. Nope, they missed. So we put 2 turrets out at him, and then we're lining up for the Bismarck. The Missouri is going to be a cheap kill, but we pushed him back. And did we earn that kill? Did we earn it? No, we put him in a position where he could be gotten rid of. And now the Bismarck is out there as well. Rear turret only loaded, so we'll put it out there and see what we can do with it. Let's have a look. We get 1 shatter. That's awesome, but the 2 front turrets follow on from that one. I pop my smoke. This time I'm out of concealment range, and we get 1 over penetration and 1 shatter. And I'm thinking, okay, did we put the wrong setup on this ship? Because we're getting bounces, we're getting shatters, and yet we're running penetration and reduced bounce angles. But the torpedoes there miss the Bismarck. I've got all 3 turrets up. We're just looking because it looks like he is putting a turn in. So we're going to adjust our shot here and just get ready to give him what for. All 3 turrets are out there. He's got what, about 20% of his hit points left, 25%. And this time we get an absolutely beautiful salvo, and he disappears from the game. But blue team are getting wiped on the other side of the map. The Suzuya is heading this way. Our carrier, and this is when I watched it back and I realized what was going on. Our carrier, okay, he's been at the back corner of the map. He's in range of everything. He's got absolutely no reason to move, and yet he is coming forwards towards this capture point, literally where the entirety of red team is heading to. And I was thinking, why? Why would you do something like that? You were perfectly safe where you were. I didn't realize that he'd done that at the time, and so I was expecting air support, I was expecting bombers and torpedoes to be pounding these guys in B cap to stop them from taking the cap. Now I'm going to fluff this shot a little bit because I'm firing blind. I should have waited a little bit longer to put the shots onto that Shamanto, and then the game might have turned out a little bit differently. As it happens, we miss everything and we lose our Connecticut. God, it's unraveling very, very quickly. Red team have lost 4 ships, and I've got 3 of them, and we're going to add to it with one hell of a salvo against this Prince Eugene, and bang, you're out of here. Double Citadel, double cap reset, dev strike, and he's gone. Now, we need eyes on. And at this point, I'm thinking, we've got the Suzuya, we've got the carrier, we've got me, but we can't see anything at the moment. They've got a Bismarck and a Magi, the Shamanto in their carrier, and their carrier has not been spotted, but ours has put himself in a world of hurt. And I'm just thinking, I need some distance, I need to use my range, and I just can't put myself slap bang in the middle there, because if the Bismarck comes around from the rear and the Amagi is on my front, then I'm absolutely stuffed, because this game is pretty much lost. And I was looking here thinking, should I fire at this Amagi? And I'm second guessing myself, and again, I should have put a salvo out there. But the Bismarck is burning. He's low health. Do we get shots on this Amagi? Are we going to fire? No, because he's turning out. And again, I hold the shot. The Shamanto is there, and I haven't got an angle on him. I should have gone on the Amagi. But here we go. We're on for the Kraken. Let's put shots at this Bismarck. Let's see what we can do. And again, I pop my smoke, and the only thing I'm making blind is myself. But I'm going to learn from this one. I'm going to go back and look at the specs of the ship and figure out exactly what my smoke penalty firing range is. But by turning in, we do miss, or rather the Yamagi misses us, and the Bismarck only gets a tickle on us. But we put shots out there, and he's in reverse, and so I'm going to switch to high explosive. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Do not be ashamed to switch to high explosive if something is proven difficult to get damage on, and or they are bow tanking or going away from you. So the Suzuya is trying to pick up this kill at range. The Shamanto has pushed all the way around. This Bismarck is wiggling. He's not got a lot left on him. And I know that if I get a fire, he is going to tick out of it. And there we go. Kraken Unleashed number 196. But now I want to get turned around and get back onto this Shamanto.
Our team depends upon you.
If that Suzuya can stay alive, then this game is not lost. If he can get rid of the Shamanto, then we can both focus down this Amagi. We can perhaps bring it back on points, but he gets taken out. I'm now absolutely blind, and literally, if you think about how much earlier the carrier died, it is at this point in the game that I realized that the aircraft carrier was dead. When it goes, "You're our last hope," and I was like, great. I'm not spotted by the Amagi. I'm going to be very shortly. I wanted to push further across to the side of the map to try and get the Shamanto spotted. I know he's got torpedoes. I know he's got HE spam. The guy is, he has played a brilliant game, and literally our team, as soon as he started racking up the kills and the damage, they should have started slapping him around something senseless. Because here we go. Even though we've managed to preserve the majority of our hit points till this point in the game, we're being focused by the Amagi, we're being focused by the Shamanto, and the carrier has got unrestricted access to be slapping the living daylights out of us with torpedoes, trying to force us into a turn. Now, by preserving my hit points up until this stage of the game, it means that I can afford to soak some damage. And that island there that I was just looking towards, the Shamanto's behind it. I know he is. I'm expecting that the Amagi is going to want the Shamanto to come out and torpedo me. I've damage controlled. The Shamanto probably saw me take torpedoes and get damage controlled, and he is going to want to light me on fire. Now, one of the things I'm not going to get from this game is a dreadnought or a fireproof, because I haven't played aggressively, but I haven't played conservatively. There's the Shamanto. This guy is going to get lucky as hell, because I really think this should have been a kill number 6, but no. We literally get an over penetration on him. So changing the build, instead of getting a good penetration on him, we get an over penetration. We've only got one more turret coming up. We're going to pop those shots off, but the clock is against us. It's ticking down. It is a defeat for Italy in the World Cup final of potatoes. And there endeth the game. Just under 116,000 damage. We pick up the Kraken, a Confederate, and the Dev Strike, the Confederate proof that we were shooting at as many things as we possibly could. We've got a cap assist. We've got the cap resets. Just under 2,000 base XP on a defeat. Had we had a little bit longer, I think we could have pushed that above 2,000. It would have been a 3,000 plus game in a victory. But as I do with all my ships now, the Roma has earned her right to fly the Jolly Roger there at the top of her mast, and she becomes another one of my Kraken ships. So, let me know what you thought of that one down there in the comments. Do you think I could have played differently? Do you think I could have played better? I'm always open to critique. So don't forget, smash the like button, leave me a comment. You can make a donation to the channel or become a member for as little as 99p a month. It all helps me to keep producing content. And until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.